Hey everyone, so today I was just going to post a quick video giving an update on how the Eufy cameras are actually doing with regards to my HomeKit setup. So originally what I was going to do was wait till one of these actually died and then basically come back in and give details in terms of how long they've lasted, but seeing as they seem to be doing quite well, I thought I'd post a quick update, and also I've got a few other bits of news to share with you as well, so I'll add them into this video as well. So first thing we'll do is go into the driveway camera, and as you can see from this, that it's down to 2 green bars. The indicator, the actual battery icon, is kind of strange the way that it differs from the doorbell, as I'll show you in a second. So in terms of the settings, so sensitivity, so the detection sensitivity is on high. I've got it set to humans only, and the motion zones are pretty much the same. However, one thing that did happen was as soon as it dropped down to about 25%, or I think it was around 28%, it automatically switched to optimal battery life, and as you can see since then, use days is now on 88. A lot of detections, so 2866. False events that were filtered out by the AI is 1481, and recorded events is 1385. Now some of this, as you, by the time you see this video, you'll have seen from the long detailing video. A couple of days when I was actually detailing my nephew's car, I did leave the camera enabled, and what it actually did was on a few occasions, on one of the occasions, it recorded quite a few clips. However, on a couple of the occasions, what it actually did was, because there was no motion going across the driveway, it essentially only recorded it once it detected motion coming to, basically going across the drive. So whilst my nephew was working on the car itself, because he was in the same place when he was either cleaning it or buffing it or whatever he was doing, it didn't actually record any additional events. So it maybe only recorded like a 20-second clip, and then it didn't record anything else until he then came towards the front of the house or something like that. So even though he was on the driveway and he was working, it filtered all of that out and didn't actually record those. So yeah, so for this particular camera, and I've got to the stage where I just leave this to do what it wants to do now, and I use it through HomeKit and through the Eufy app as well. So that's the front driveway camera. Back garden camera, this one I've had disabled in terms of motion settings. So as you can see, motion detection is off, and it's basically on 52%, so 88 days and 52%. There are the odd days when I've gone out and I've needed to monitor the back garden, so I've actually turned the motion detection on, but other than that I just leave it disabled, and I use this just for checking whenever I'm actually out, and I literally just want to monitor, or when I'm in the house and I'm using it via HomeKit on the TV. In terms of a full year, this I think still wouldn't obviously give you a full year, but what it does do is give you a better idea in terms of a mix between the two, because obviously the front driveway camera got a lot of detections. As you can see from this, 88 days, 354 events, 255 were filtered out, and 99 were recorded. Obviously right now recording's off, so that's why that looks so good. So yeah, that's on 3 bars, 3 green bars. So that one's all good. Now the doorbell, as you can see, this is on yellow, so it's almost like on your phone when you go into battery saver mode and it changes the color of the icon. So if you come into the actual doorbell, firstly motion detection, as you can see I've still got this set exactly how I had it. If anything, I may have even turned this sensitivity a little higher, but if you come into power manager, as you can see, 22%, 88 days, 2365 total events, 636 were filtered out, and 1729 were recorded. Now for me personally, the battery life on the doorbell is really good. I'm really pleased with this, because this is easily going to go past 3 months, possibly even go into 4 months depending on how much usage it gets over the next month. So that, considering I've got everything turned up quite high, and obviously it has a lot of events trigger as well, for me that's really good. I'm really pleased with the doorbell, apart from the one thing, which is the HomeKit support. So as soon as they bring out the HomeKit support, basically I can recommend this to everybody. At the moment, obviously it's only suitable for those in terms of recommendation, who have a Eufy setup as I do, where they have multiple cameras, and then it makes sense to actually have everything tie in, so then you can obviously get all your notifications and everything straight through the one app. Other than that, on here, the one thing that I wanted to report was, come into about device, there's a very important bit on this screen, which is the system version. So the 2.1.2.8H was a system firmware upgrade that basically I was having a lot of issues, as I reported, with HomeKit. And basically what I did was I contacted Eufy. They told me that there was a couple of options available, so they put on the table the option of sending everything back, and basically doing a warranty claim, if you like, and basically return the goods. I wanted to wait and see how it went, so I actually let them see. Basically I escalated with information, with videos and as much information as I could, system logs, all that kind of stuff, to their engineers, if you like, and they actually came back to me stating that basically they will be releasing that particular firmware upgrade, so the 2.1.2.8H, and what the premise behind that was to fix the HomeKit issue that I was having. So for the longest part, on almost all my devices, I was having it where if I came into a camera and I hadn't used it in, say, a day or two, it would always show no response. Now, as you will see from these, if I come into the driveway, because both of these battery, obviously they're going to take a bit longer, and the front room one, as you'll see, this one, once I actually switch back between these, the garden one should take a little time, but the front room one is actually instant. I won't show you the living room one because there is somebody in there at the moment, but basically the HomeKit issues is completely fixed. So yeah, it does take a couple of seconds, but that's because both of these top two are battery powered, so they have to actually boot up in order to get the feed. The front room and the living room ones, that they're basically perfect, boot up straight away. Now the one slight strange thing I do still get is in certain rooms. So if I'm in my living room, what will happen is, say for example, if I click on the front room camera, it'll load up, but if I click on the living room one, for some strange reason it doesn't always load up in the preview screen, but then if I switch back out and go back in again, then it'll be fine again. So I think there is still a little tvOS is still a little buggy. This doesn't happen on any of the phones, any of the iPads, and even on the watch. So even on my Apple Watch, all 4 feeds load up perfectly fine. And obviously that's through HomeKit, not through the Eufy app, because the watch doesn't actually have the Eufy app. It can forward Eufy notifications to my watch, as I posted in one of my previous videos, but it doesn't actually have a Eufy app on the watch, but it does have a HomeKit app, and you can actually go in there and load up the video for basically any of the cameras, and it will work perfectly fine. So I'm thinking it's just a bug with tvOS as opposed to HomeKit anymore. So yeah, in terms of reliability, it's now got to the stage where you can fully rely on this. The one thing I haven't tested yet is HomeKit Secure Video. That's something that once the Apple One service is actually released and available, I might actually try that out for a month just to see basically how it works with these particular cameras, because I know there's other channels that have done very detailed videos on various cameras, but obviously with this whole system I want to see how it actually reacts once you actually turn on HomeKit Secure Video, how much more drain there is, and also whether that actually affects any of the lag that you might get. But up to this point, basically everything is going really smoothly. Now I have also ordered a solar charger for the front driveway camera. It was off AliExpress. I did contact the seller first, and the reason I went for it was actually listed as a solar charger for this particular camera. So it listed the Eufy Cam 2 and the Eufy Cam 2C, and I did ask whether it comes with any sort of rubber grommet to obviously fill in where your charging port would normally be, because obviously once you expose that to the elements, there's the chance of water ingress. So I did ask that, and they did basically state that yeah, there would be some sort of a rubber grommet that actually fills it in, so then once you plug in the micro USB, you're not going to risk getting any water ingress or anything like that. So I'll have to wait and see once that comes. I'll test that out once it arrives. I'm not expecting it to arrive anytime soon because of just COVID and everything, and also as soon as you get towards the end of the year, whenever you're ordering anything from China, especially AliExpress, it can generally take up to a month, so I wouldn't expect to see that probably till late November yet. But as long as this battery is still going strong, obviously it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So yeah, if you come in, as you can see, so it does give you battery charge levels and everything. 22%. It doesn't seem to be, as I stated in one of my very first few videos, where the percentage doesn't seem to be dropping down as quickly anymore. So it could be a thing of where it's almost like a placebo effect, where right at the start it seems to drop really fast, and then as you get to the very end of the battery life, it seems to obviously manage it a little better. Obviously the fact that it's switched automatically to optimal battery settings as opposed to optimal surveillance, I don't remember doing that. I wouldn't have actually done it myself, but now that it's switched, and essentially most of the clips that I need still come through in the same way, so having a 1 minute clip every single time isn't always a good thing, because most of that 1 minute is made up of basically somebody having walked off, and then you're literally just staring at your driveway. So obviously the fact that it's cut the clip length down sometimes does actually help. So what I'll probably do is I'll leave it until the battery fully dies, or it tells me to charge the device. I'll leave it on what it is, and then once that happens, basically I'm then going to give it one full charge, and I'll leave all of them on basically optimal battery performance, and just give it another shot over winter, because over winter time I don't really want to be messing around charging and everything. So already we can see that it's lasting, even when you're heavy usage, it's still lasting roughly around 3.5 months. So as long as it gets me through winter, then I can mess about and have a few more tests after that. So yeah, just wanted to give a quick update, and obviously just update you on the fact that that new firmware does seem to have fixed the HomeKit issues as well. So that's good news as well.